Hello everyone, welcome back. This is the overlap gown sewing. So this is the back panel. I'm going to put my darts. So I'm going to measure 8 inches from shoulder 8 inches down, and that is where I'm going to start my darts. So I'm going to do the same for the lining and the main fabric, and also for the front I'm going to also do the same. I'm going to put my darts. So after I've done that, so for the front dart I'm going to measure 4.5 inches down this way and sew it. So for the bust dart I'm going to measure 1.5 inches from the side this way, 1.5 inches. I'm going to measure it down to 1.5 inches before bust point. This is bust point, so I'm going to stop 1.5 inches before I get to bust point and give a bust dart. I will do that. So I've put all the darts, both the bust darts and the waist darts is done. So now I'm going to join the neckline. So for the overlap blouse, the neckline is going to be the slanting neck. So I'm going to join it together and turn it. So when I do it to the 2 pieces in the front and the back, I'll come back to show you. So this is the overlapping front panel. So I've put the 2 sides together this way. I've put the 2 sides together and I'll sew it. I sew it this way on the slanting side. So after sewing, I'm going to give it a notch. So I notch it so that it will lap very well. Then I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to turn it. I use the same fabric for the lining, so I'm going to turn it. Turn it this way. So for it to turn very well and lap very well, I'm going to top stitch the seam allowance. I'm going to top stitch it to the lining this way. So this is the lining, this is the fabric. So I'm going to top stitch this stitch to the lining down this way so that it will overlap very well. So I'm done top stitching. You can see the seam. I top stitch it to the lining. This is the lining, this is the fabric. So I put the sewing allowance to the lining and stitch it down. So this is what it will help it to do. It will help it to lap very well. So this is it. You can see the waist line so perfectly, and this is the second side. This is the meeting point. I put pin there so that I will not miss. You can see all the notches, they are still kissing each other. All the notches, they are kissing each other. So don't forget the notch. The notch is very important. So you can see how nice it's turning out. You can see how nice it's turning out. You can see it. So you give it a nice press, before you continue. So this is the back pattern, back bodice. So I'm going to use a loose stitch to put the slipper side and stitched it together so that they can be one this way. So I'm going to remember my notch, all the notches I notch. I'm going to stitch accordingly. The zipper was not straight. I make some modification. So I'm just going to use the stitch to hold it together. There's no need to back stitch. So the back is done. I've used the loose stitch to hold it together. So this is the back. This is the back. So this is the zipper allowance. This is where the zipper will be. So I'm going to flatten it and give it a good press so that the iron will make an impression on the place I'm going to place my zip. So I've given the back and the front a good press. This is the back pattern and this is the front. I've given them a good press. So I'm going to do shoulder joining. So I'm going to join my shoulder this way. So I'm going to let the front be facing the front, the right side facing the right side this way. Then I'm going to take the lining, remove the lining, so I'm going to take out the lining of the front part and the lining of the back parts. I'm going to match them together. Make sure that the center kiss, as in where there's joining, they match together. I'm going to use my pin and pin them together so that I'm not going to miss the point. So lining to lining and fabric to fabric, Ankara to Ankara. Assume you use a plain fabric for lining. So you hold the lining together, then the Ankara together. So you sew. So then you do the other side of the shoulder too, the same way. So I've joined the side seam together and I've finished it with a overlocker, the other side too. So now the shoulder too is joined. You can see the way I joined the shoulder. This is the lining, this is the fabric. So I put them together this way. I sew, then I turn it. I use it to turn it this way. You can see how neat it is. So now I'm going to rip off the zipper allowance that I use loose stitch to hold together. So and open it up this way. So you can see everything is matching nicely. So if there is need for you to trim, you trim. So I'm just going to trim lightly. I'm going to trim lightly. Just going to trim the edges. That is the reason I added 1 inch to my measurement, because there is no how you're still going to trim lightly, just to wind the measurement. So now I've cut my the band, and I've used iron to make the space where I'm going to insert it. So I'm going to separate it. So I'm going to put one here this way, going to sew here and put the other one. This is the face, going to face the lining this way. So I'm going to put it, if possible I'll pin it and sew it. After I sew it, I'll use this band to turn the waist, turn it. So we sew it. So I'll come and show you. So this is the half length. I've attached the band, use the band to turn it. This is how it's looking now. This is how it's looking. So I'm going to attach the flare now. So I've cut a straight lining, not a flare cutting, just a straight lining. I've joined it together and I've attached it to the flare round this way. So after attaching it, I left the zipper allowance without the lining this way on both sides. This zipper allowance without the lining. So I stopped the lining where the zip will start. So after that, I'm going to notch the center of the flare. I've done that. This is the center, and this is the center of the waistband. So I'm going to put the two together this way and sew round. I'm going to put the two together and sew this way and sew the other way. So I'll come back to show you what is next. So this is what I did. I have joined the band. This is the band with the half length, and after that I joined the flare with the other side of the band this way. So this is the flare down. Then I join the half length this way by using the band to turn it this way. Then after that, I take the flare part and join it right side facing right side. After I've put lining, so I join it round. Then I'm going to use the other side of band, that is from the inside. I'm going to use it and cover all the sewing, all my imperfections. I'm going to use the band and sew it round the waist. So after I've done that, I'm going to sew it round. Then I will fix the zipper and join the remaining side of the down. Then I will hem the down part of it. So after I've done that, I'll come back and show you. So I'm done. I fixed the sleeve and I've hemmed it down. This is the outcome of the overlap dress. You can look at it, so beautiful. So thank you. You can try yours. Do it yourself idea. See you in my next video. Bye.